Hey gamers, we're back with another episode of Let's Create a Competitive Card Game, the Card Art Edition. And in today's episode, we do have two new concept arts. So last episode, we took a look at the second concept for Talent 27, and the artist did send over another piece of art for that talent, and I did accept that as the finalized image for that art. So at some point, I will make a Patreon showing off all of the art for the finished cards, and you guys will be able to see the finalized art for that card. Alright, so for the two talents today, what I'll do is at the top of the videos, I'll leave links to those videos where I came up with those card effects. And in this video, I'll just say the art description, which I gave the artist, and sort of give my thoughts on why I like a certain concept and which one I did actually choose. Alright, so for talent 27, I want to say the art description that I gave the artist was that I wanted something like a ray of light on a injured character. And from that description, these are the concepts which the artist gave me. So just going from 1, 2, 3, I can say I honestly like all of these. Yeah, I honestly like all of these. Now, let's just go with the first one. Or actually, the one that I did tell the artist to proceed with was the middle one. So the one here. Overall, I like this a little bit more than the first and the third one. So the first one, I do like it, but it does look like this guy's about to be maybe executed. And what I wanted is just someone injured. So this, to me, is a different depiction than what I wanted the artist to draw. So that's mainly why I didn't go with the first one, even though I do like I do like this concept here. Now the second one, just looking at this guy looks injured. It looks like maybe there's some cuts on him. I'm not sure if this is bled, these darker spots, but at least to me, these look like cuts on his chest and abdomen area. I do like what I think. I think these are birds. I could be wrong, but I think they're birds. And so I get the feeling that maybe he's outside somewhere, a bit injured after a big battle, and he has this ray of light. So this empty space here is sort of shining down on him. You can see his sword right in front of him, like he's trying to maybe get the wheel to pick it up and carry on, which is what I wanted, but not necessarily what I put in the art description. But the artist, this is really what I wanted, what's here. Now the third one, I also like this. It's sort of the same as the second one, except for it looks like he's maybe in a pool of blood. And when it comes to making cards, depending on where you're releasing games at, there are certain things you can put in the art which will make it available to certain, or how should I say this, the rating for the game will change depending on some of the art. So if there's blood on card art, then that might not allow these to be sold to, say, certain age groups, and it might put a rating that is higher than necessarily the target audience, and so parents may not necessarily get these games for their kids, or ideally that's how the rating system is supposed to work. So the target audience for this card game is, as you all know, I want it to be a competitive game, but I want it to be able to be played by someone, say 6 or 7 years old to any age above that. So any competitive gamer, essentially, or card game player. So, you know, there's card games out there that appeal to certain audiences. Some card games are mostly played by younger kids, and some are more predominantly played by older kids. So I want this to appeal to essentially everyone and have a tournament scene that everyone plays in. So that unfortunately kind of disqualifies this art. And if there's blood on this one, that would disqualify this one as well, which is something I did mention to the artist. And even without there being blood on this card, I like the pose that this guy has right here. He just looks like he's defeated, but he's not necessarily giving up. He's just maybe taking a breather, while this guy looks like he's defeated in this third concept here. He's yelling. He looks like he's pretty much defeated. As if he's looking up yelling, "Why?" Um, so yeah, I did pick the second concept, and what I'm looking for in the next concept for Talent 27, you all already know what I'm gonna say. She's gonna add in more detail. I am really interested to see what the background will be for this card. All right, so that is Talent 27. Now we'll go ahead and switch over. She actually sent a concept for Talent 33. So she didn't do 28 to 32. She went to 33. I'm not quite sure why of that, but that is what happened. That is what has happened. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to that one now. All right, so this is the concept for Talent 33, and the description which I gave the artist was that I wanted a warrior with a flaming sword. And again, I'll put the at the top of the video here, I'll put a link to the video that sort of gives what the card effect is. So looking at these three initial concepts, I did tell the artist to proceed with the third one. And looking at it, I do like the first one. However, this first one to me would be more of a class card. And I say a class card as I believe I mentioned before, I did give the artist a document detailing how the art should look on every different card type. For class cards, it's primarily just a character, and that's all that's on the card primarily. For relics, there's some item that is the primary focus of the image, and everything else around it is sort of blurred out. And for talents and skills, the focus, there is no specific focal point for the image unless I mention it in the description. And since I said a warrior with a flaming sword, this one here looks like she may be able to include more things into this image as opposed to this first one where it looks like it's just going to be a warrior holding a sword. Now I know certain games do art differently. You have games like Yu-Gi-Oh, which predominantly in their cards on their characters, that just features a single character. Now there is art that features multiple characters or sort of a scene, but that's not the normality for the art of Yu-Gi-Oh. And then you have games such as The Spoils, which is sort of where I got this this art idea from, where in The Spoils there's so much going on in the scenes on their card art, and I really like the art for that game. So that's mainly why I chose the third concept here. And honestly, the second one, I'm not gonna lie, it just looks like a bunch of scribbles. You can barely make out the character here. I mean, I can see the arms, but other than that, it really just looks like a bunch of scribbles. I'm not sure what was going on right here. Whereas you can see maybe some scribbles, but you see where she drew the face here. She did the cross method where you go down the central axis, cross over the eyes to sort of put a T on the head. You can see, I believe, what's the mouth here and maybe a nose in this area. And you can see his arm. I do think he is holding the sword in an awkward position in this concept. And I'll jump back to that, but I just took a look at the flames. And man, I like what she did here. It has like a smoky texture, or I don't think texture is the right word, but these flames look like actual flames, even on this sword here. I mean, even in black and white, it just looks like actual flames. Not so much over here, but yeah, this second one and definitely this third one, it definitely looks like actual flames. Uh, but back to the image. Um, it does look a little bit awkward as from here it looks like his legs are very straightforward, and the way he is standing, as well as his hands, the position he's holding the sword in does not look natural, in my opinion. And this is me noticing this right now. Is this isn't I didn't tell the artist this, so I am interested to see how she's going to draw this on the second concept. And I do think this may be something that I may have to tell her, hey, this doesn't look natural. Can you maybe adjust his position? I'm not sure of the right word for that. But yeah, so again, I did choose the third one, and hopefully in the next, actually I shouldn't say hopefully, or yeah, hopefully next week there will be another card art episode. And for the original series of Let's Create a Competitive Card Game, I do have a, actually no, there aren't any more effects that need to be come up with. So more, that series will focus more on the process of actually getting this game out and playtesting. So in the future, there will be some videos of me playtesting. Granted, I do have to decide how I'm going to get these cards printed, what method I'm going to do that, but I'll save that for that series. So yes, if you like these videos, please be sure to like, subscribe, and all of that other good stuff. Thanks.